I understand that the opposition leader, Harold Lovell, is saying that the construction workers are not ordinarily resident in Barbuda. They're not residing there in Barbuda. As a matter of fact, he has labeled them as commuters to and fro between Antigua and Barbuda, so they are not eligible to vote in Barbuda. I think that is what he's intimating.
Tell Harold Lovell shut his mouth. He does not ordinarily reside in Fort Road, but he has been permitted to vote the election after election. He lives in Buckley's, we know that. He owns a home that he still maintains to a degree on Back Street, so he can just shut his mouth on that point.
Okay.
And he's trying to accuse the government of voter padding.
All right. Well, he is accusing the government of voter padding, and I don't think he's correct in saying so.
The dynamics in Barbuda is changing, and he and Trevor Walker are mortally afraid
of
the outcome. That's all.
Yeah, go ahead, Comrade.
And the law is very clear. I mean, domicility in Barbuda 6 months or in any constituency for 6 months allows a eligible voter to be registered in that area.
But he don't sleep one night in Gambles, and he vote there. And a man can sleep 5 nights a week in Barbuda,
but I can't
and
vote
come
there.
home, come to his other home, and look for his family. And he don't say that is domicility. Come on, please.
Okay, well,
I'll shut up.
Prime Minister, even though his opponent here, Comrade Nicholas is saying he should shut up, I would want to hear your take on it, because we did speak to Senior Counsel Anthony Astefan yesterday, and he has put the matter straight, as a matter of fact, from a legal perspective. Yes, based on what Comrade Nicholas is saying, those who are in Barbuda working, they should be eligible to vote as well, because that is where they're domiciled.
I think Minister Nicholas explained it the best way he possibly can.
Well,
he has an address there, but he doesn't sleep there. That's not where he lives.
Yeah.
We all know he lives in Buckley's.
So, in short, Harold is a lawbreaker.
Precisely.
No, I think it goes back to, and we have permitted it, where Rick James at the stuff came up with the toothbrush rule. Wherever you brush your teeth is where he considers you reside. Look, this is a matter that we do not necessarily want to trifle with. You can't be one rule for the Medes and one rule for the Persians. So if Harold is going to say now that he's going to come off of the list in City East and go and register out in All Saints West, well, then I can hear him on the issue of whether or not he wants to, fine-tune this issue in Barbuda. But clearly, he has no legs to stand on.
All right. Prime Minister, what's your take on it?
Well, PLH has established a number of residents here, physical properties where these people live. And they would have spent at least 5 out of 7 days weekly in Barbuda. Many of them have not even returned to Antigua. Individuals have been there for months, because that is where they live now. They live and work in Barbuda. And the law is very clear. If you have residents in a constituency for over 6 months, you have the option of, in fact, rightfully, you should be registered in the area in which you last spend the last 6 months. And in their case, it would be Barbuda. So even those who those in their constituencies here in Antigua where they register who may want to challenge them, there could be a success challenge on the basis they have not spent sufficient time in the constituency. So what if there's a challenge? Somebody challenges a person who resides in Barbuda for the last 6 months, and they say, hey, look, you're no longer eligible to vote in cities because you don't live here, you live in Barbuda. What are you going to do? Disenfranchise that person, say that he's not eligible and
Harold's book, they can't vote at all.
Then Harold wouldn't be able to.
In Harold's book, they can't vote at all.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, I think they're frightened. It's obvious they are, and maybe that's one of the reasons to why the Barbudans, like Trevor Walker and so on, didn't want to have any development there, because they know that the population will grow, and that small cadre of BBM supporters that they've used to stymie progress in Barbuda, that will come to an end.